we make this dynamic. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my Trailhead instance. If you do not yet have a Trailhead instance, I highly encourage you to take the Einstein Analytics Trailheads. As part of the first Trailheads, we will set you up with your own instance that you can go ahead and do development or test out things like this however you prefer. So this is the same Trailhead instance you'd be able to use. So all the examples that I'm doing, you'd be able to do them as well if you sign up for your Trailhead instance. It does default to the Lightning interface, so those of you who may be on Classic still, just bear with me while we walk through the Lightning specifics. So in Lightning, how do I get to my Analytics Studio? I just activate the app launcher and click on Analytics Studio. So here I am in the probably familiar interface to many folks out there. So I talked about my first tip was a little bit something for everyone, right? I activated my data set. I'm looking at my opportunity data. And what do you notice up here? It says count of rows. And some of you may already be aware of this, but if you are not, we do give you the opportunity to change that. However, you'll see that there's some very specific actions that you need to do in order to change that. For those of you who are not aware, we do have this fields link that is a newer feature from a more recent release. If you click on this fields link, it gives you the opportunity to change labels on your fields, formatting, and some other utilities. And this will be expanding in future releases as to what would be available. But for now, we want to change this count of rows. And there's nothing that obviously indicates what we need to do here. We have to follow these steps very precisely. We go ahead and add a derived dimension. And the API name is just the asterisk. That's all we type, and then we hit done. And then we go ahead and save this. And the alert is letting us know that this is going to apply to everywhere this dashboard is used, every dashboard. However, this change is not going to show anything visually apparent until after we save it, we go here and we rename this, right? So what am I doing? I'm changing by this very specific tactical method. I'm changing the count of rows to count of some plural thing, whatever I want. And these are opportunities, right? So I'm not looking at a count of rows. I'm looking at a count of opportunities. The same thing would apply for if you had an accounts data set or a user's data set. You could do the same thing so that it doesn't just display a count of rows. When I hit save, I get the same alert, letting me know it's going to affect everything. And when I exit out of this interface, you can see now, instead of count of rows, I'm looking at count of opportunities. Now, that was a very specific tactical set of tasks you had to go through. That's what you have to do to enable this. I just wanted to show that to you because if you had not seen that, you can see it's unlikely you'd be aware that that feature is available. And it's certainly helpful to see that we're counting opportunities rather than just rows or whatever the object name would be. So now